So tons of sports to get into. We've got the Blue Jays, of course, trying to wrap things up with this road trip. It seems like it's going on forever, to be honest. But recently, they had their struggles in Boston, and then they came over to Pittsburgh, where they are right now, finishing that up, and they've just been dominated. It seems like a black and white, different kind of team. The difference that we're seeing here from how they were playing against the Red Sox, it was really abysmal. And then here we are, we're seeing them play against Pittsburgh, and I don't know what it is, but they're just able to get the offense going. It seems to be back and forth. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's I don't know. They had a pretty good stretch going, but then they were just trying to figure out. Maybe they were just over tinkering, too many errors. Fenway, it just went to their head. Maybe that they thought that they were too good, that they didn't need to worry about anything that happened there, because they pretty much owned the Red Sox at Fenway last year in that ballpark. But turning things around, getting things going back in Pittsburgh, looks like sweeping all of those games. Clean sweep, getting through them all. Not too much of a problem. Bassett playing well, Kikuchi. Good to see that. Bottom of the rotation. Showing up, getting some scoreless innings, lowering their ERA. Let's get it down to 3. Can we? Also, recently, I think they've been trying maybe not to put Merrifield in left field. That's what I would like. Mara left field, as they're probably calling him. But no, let's just keep him at second, okay? Let's remember what we do, what these guys do best. And looks like we've been having a huge rotation in second base and first base as well. Not sure who's been playing better at first base, but it's probably Vlad. I don't know if I want Belt there and then Vlad to DH. I do not want Brandon Belt to DH, okay? The only people that should DH are Vlad and Kirk, and that's it, okay? Maybe Springer, but I feel like we have to have at least 2 of the 3 outfielders playing every game. And of those 3 outfielders, I mean Springer, Varsho, and Kiermaier. So that means Springer at right field, preferably, okay? I don't want anybody else in right field, and I don't want Merrifield in left field. I want him to play second. I want Varsho in left. Can we all just get... it's a winning formula. It works. Obviously, these guys, they can't play every single game, so you have to make some changes. I'm just not sure where Espinal is going to fit in. I guess he's been playing at second. Him and Biggio have been swapping it out, but can we keep Merrifield there? If you're going to put Espinal at third, then you're just going to think, oh man, Chapman DH. Like, that's kind of the only option here, and I just don't like that at all. And then you have to see Espinal play at third, and then see, of course, the night and day discrepancy there of having a better third baseman play anyway. So Bryce Harper returns as well. That's pretty amazing. He's like the on-base king with the Phillies coming back, making that lineup look even more terrifying. And everybody on the Phillies has been playing good, which is really weird because the team collectively, maybe they're just getting outscored at the wrong time, not enough when they need it. But still, Alec Baum, Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber's had a bit of a down year, Trey Turner as well. But still, adding him and then seeing, of course, like even Bryson Stott, Alec Baum, and Brandon Marsh, having those 3 guys step up in the absence of Harper up until this point. And, of course, Rhys Hoskins, who's not there, probably won't be there all year. Hard to say. But Harper to come back after having Tommy John surgery in November, I thought he was coming in July. It's quite amazing. It really is. So, what he's been able to do, I saw he hit a home run on Saturday. Looks like he went commando on that one. The guy's just ultimate gamer. I love to see that kind of attitude, I suppose, that hard-working mentality. Thinking that I want to play as much as I can in this regular season. I don't want to let my guys down. I want to show up. I want to get through this. I'm healthy. I'm still young-ish. But that attitude is just that mindset to get back on the field to play with the team. In May, it's like when maybe the games don't mean as much, but he has that attitude and that motivation. I just wish it was more common in sports. You don't see guys return from injury and then want to come back like that and play and then just get at least 4 at-bats a game. He's right up and threw him back into the cleanup spot where I think he should be, so that Schwarber can be at the 5. He was the leadoff man, which was kind of a disaster. He was 0 of 20 before I think today on Sunday he hit his 8th home run. But anyway, I mean, this is good news. Good to see. Great for baseball. You know, Tatis is back. Harper's back, and things are looking good. You know, Verlander's back. Scherzer's back. So anyway, I mean, just thinking about basketball players and how seldom they want to return to the court and participate. I can't be hating on anybody right now because we're at a point in the season where we can appreciate the best that basketball has to offer. And right now, the best that basketball has to offer is that everybody is playing, they're showing up, nobody's injured, Butler's back, Embiid is back. The Sixers are trying to find their way still. They got absolutely destroyed by the Celtics in Game 2 when Embiid came back. And, I mean, it wasn't very evident that they needed him because so far they haven't won with him. But that's completely not indicative of what he's been able to do this year, which is, of course, amalgamate a team that looks like they're a championship contender, winning the MVP in the meantime. And then, of course, Miami. Night and day, they needed Butler. I mean, that guy is just willing himself. It looks like Miami is just completely transcendent of this change, I suppose, that the team has had. Bringing in veterans like Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry, they've just been able to do so much, and it's really improving. And it's proven itself so much so in this series. Like, the Knicks don't look like a team that's capable of doing what they need to do, dishing off to players like Quentin Grimes and Obi Toppin, and Josh Hart doesn't want to shoot threes all that much, and Isaiah Hartenstein doesn't exactly have a whole lot of skill. And you're relying too much on then Randall, who shoots like 3 of 15 from 3 every game, and then you got Brunson, who can create for himself and basically carry the load most of the time. If he doesn't score 30 points, the team doesn't even have a shot. And then RJ Barrett, who is occasionally good from the field, not so much, but he can at least create for himself. But it's just, man, that lefty cohort of New York Knicks certainly is not going to get the job done against Miami. I'm pretty confident in that. And then, of course, you know, the Suns and the Nuggets. It's just, I don't even know if there's a shot here without Chris Paul. Your floor general is Cam Payne, and I don't think the Suns really have much of a shot here because there's no way that Booker and Durant are going to get 80 points together. You're going to have to, I mean, Ayton is just showing, he's revealing himself the player that he is in his prime right now. On an excellent team, he has to be showing up to these moments. A lot of people want him to get 12 and 20 points, 12 rebounds. Just get him that as an average. Well, that would be like a series high if he were to achieve that. That seems to be the case for me. Ayton probably isn't going to be able to do a whole lot else for that team. He's not going to stretch the floor. His mid-range game is completely dependent on if there's enough space for him because he needs Chris Paul to be giving him the ball. Nobody else is going to be dishing. Durant may find him a couple times, but Booker sure ain't. And Cam Payne doesn't nearly have enough of the IQ that Chris Paul has to get guys all involved like that and to use a traditional center that Ayton is clearly exhibiting. So there's a lot of problems for the Suns, not to mention their completely depleted and invisible bench. I mean, I was surprised when I saw Dario Saric, wherever he went, I was surprised to not see him on the Suns anymore. They needed a guy like that who can create, who can shoot, who can do plenty of different things. And then they lose him. You have plenty of small guys that are probably incapable of doing anything more than just shoot threes. I thought TJ Warren was actually pretty good for them, but he has not been able to return to his former self like his Pacer days. So yeah, tons of different stuff going on. We're going to be keeping track of that. Also going to be keeping track of how the Toronto Maple Leafs do. Do they only have 3 or 4 days left of their schedule? Are they going to be going to Cancun with Stamkos in a week or two from now? So plenty of hockey news to get into. Obviously, Leon Draisaitl. I mean, hard to believe that this guy, I mean, I genuinely want the Oilers to do well to go far, and I want him to score 30 goals in the playoffs this year. So can we please do that? Can Stuart Skinner just play like he did on Saturday again? And Vegas can croak, play revolving doors with their goaltender situation. So, yeah,